guys, Robbie here from lifeofmomentum.com, and what I want to talk to you about today is the concepts of presence and letting go. So being present and also letting go of any anxiety, any fear, any doubts that you might have in this present moment. So I think a lot of people are so caught up in, the anxieties of daily life. Like what am I going to do tomorrow? Am I going to have the food on my table tomorrow? Am I going to make this opportunity work? Is that person going to like me? Does that person love me? Did I offend this person? Is this person judging me right now? I think they get caught up so much in these external focuses that they forget about what's really important, and that's your own happiness. And letting go of anxiety, doubts, worries, outer disturbances. So the mind is a bit like a homing beacon. If you've ever heard of the concept of reticular activating system, then you'd know that the mind focuses on whatever is most important in any situation. That could be pain, avoiding pain. So say somebody pinches you, your awareness is automatically going to go to that. Say reproductive value. If a pretty girl walks by, your awareness is going to go to that. Pretty guy or girl, whatever. And then survival value. If somebody's coming at you, angry, shouting, trying to get your attention, then obviously your awareness is going to go to that. So your mind will focus on whatever is most important in that situation. And oftentimes, if there's no external triggers, external stimuli, then we focus on internal stimuli, and oftentimes it's negative internal stimuli. So the mind evolved to look for that negative stimuli, because think about it, if our ancestors were in the bush 10,000 years ago and they heard a rustle in the leaves, would it be better for your brain to jump to the conclusion that that's a nice furry little kitten, or a big scary toothy tiger? It's probably the latter, right? Because that has survival value, to think of that, to assume that it's the tiger. Because if it was the kitten and you thought it was the tiger, no big deal. You just get a fluffy kitten to play with. But if it was the tiger, you thought it was a fluffy kitten and walked over there and tried to grab that kitten, and you're in for a rude shock. So our minds tend to focus on the negatives. And the way to avoid that is to stay centered, to root yourself in the present moment, let go of all attachment, what you think you might look like, whether or not that person judges me or likes me or hates me, whatever, just let go. That's not under your control. How you come across to other people, as long as you feel in the right state in here, it doesn't really matter how other people react. That's their problem. That's their reaction, it's a reflection of their internal state. And when you realize this, you can stay centered to the present moment, be present to everything that's happening, including the internal disturbances that you're feeling inside. Maybe it's some anxiety about a trip that's coming up, or an exam that that you haven't studied for. Or maybe you're just worried about, so worried about succeeding, you can't stay present in this moment. Just realize that the present moment is all we ever really have. The future, the past, it all exists as a mental construct in our minds in the present moment. So once you realize that, you can stay centered, present, and free from outcome, free from any doubts, anxieties. Just focus on what's good in your life. You can change the focus. You don't have to get caught up in this primal worry about all your doubts, fears, and anxieties. You can choose, you can make the choice to stay focused on what is good in your life. And oftentimes when you do that, good things start to happen anyway, because our reticular activating system, our RAS, focuses on whatever. If you put that focus on whatever's good in your life, then it tends to find more things that are good in your life. And then it hones in on all the opportunities that you might have missed in the past. So just staying present to that will often help you anyway. So there's a good quote by Bruce Lee. It goes along the lines of, don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. And I think so many people are afraid of adversity. I think adversity is a gift. I think adversity can make you a stronger person. Can teach you lessons. How to stay present. How to not be so worried about what people think about you. How to stay centered amidst extreme chaos and grief. Doubt about where your life's going. You can still stay happy and present to the moment. Even though your life, you have no idea where it's going. You have no idea what you're all about. You haven't figured that out yet. You can still stay happy and appreciate what you have. So that's something that I do every morning, is take 5 minutes out of my day, 5 minutes, and just think about everything that I'm grateful for in my life. I make it a habit to pick at least 3 things in those 5 minutes and fully focus on them, fully feel the feelings of gratitude. And then that sets me up for the rest of my day. I also have a meditation practice that I do. So 20 minutes of meditation every day. I just sit on a couch, close my eyes and focus right here. I don't know if you can see that, but right on my belly when I'm breathing in and out. And oftentimes it can take you to a really present state where you're not thinking about anything except the present moment. Or you're not even thinking at all. Like, there's no thoughts in your mind. There's just you and your breath. And it feels really, really good. So I encourage you to try that out as well. It's a really powerful practice. There's a good book you can read by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now. If you watch some of his videos, he's like a really, really present guy. He sits up there and does what I'm doing now, is leave pauses in the middle of what he says so that the audience can become present as present he is. So you can share that present energy with other people as well. You can practice something called dynamic presence in social situations to overcome your fears or your anxiety, your social anxiety. So just look at the person in the eye that you're communicating with. Notice every little detail. Express yourself. Don't think about what you're going to say next. Center yourself with your breath. And then oftentimes what you say next is more profound because it's grounded in the present moment. So I encourage you to try this at home. Meditate for 20 minutes. Just sit there staring at the wall and fully centering yourself on your breath, on your body, what you feel, what you hear, what you taste, what you smell, what you see. And then you'll notice within 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, all your fears, worries, doubts just melt away. You can get better at this. In the beginning, it's not so easy. So when you start meditating first, the first 5 minutes, your mind will be scatterbrained all over the place, thinking about what you're going to do when you wake up tomorrow, what you're going to do, what study you have to do, that assignment that you have to complete, whether or not what you said to that friend was appropriate or not. And you can just focus on the present moment and realize that now is all we ever have, and that most people will never realize that. Most people are living their lives grounded in the future or the past, never in the present moment. And they wonder why they're never happy, because the future is intangible. We can never reach it. We can only focus on what's in the present moment. And the past is who you were, not who you are right now. So all the mistakes, all the regret you feel, that's all grounded in the past, and you don't have to focus on that anymore. And when you start to live fully in the present moment, You'll realize that you don't have to have a reason to be happy. You can just be happy. And oftentimes, there's a good book you can read called The Happiness Advantage. Oftentimes, happiness precedes success. So when you're feeling happy, feeling grateful, then what you want comes to you anyway. So I encourage you to adopt this practice in your life. Feel happy for no reason. Feel grateful. And stay present. So thank you for listening to me. I hope you've felt the present energy that I've tried to convey across the camera. It's really powerful, and that's something you can offer other people as well. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.